So dimension ID will be generated only at the time of loading this record. When I load this record, I'll have customer dimension table, product dimension table, and fact table.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And when I load the first record, SID and DIM will be available in customer dimension table, which belongs to dimension ID belongs to A001. Let's say S01 is the SID and D01 is the dimension ID of A001. And this S01 contains the actual value in the master table, which is A001.
Okay.
Okay? And now, similarly product with the combination of product ID and product group. So it will have two SID values, SID1 and SID2 and DIM ID. Why two SID values in the product table? Product dimension? Because I have two characteristics.
Yeah, product and then product group.
Yeah. And it will have one more dimension ID, D02. Let's say D02. And the fact table will contain, let's say this is DIM ID 1 and this is DIM ID 2. The fact table will contain DIM ID 1, DIM ID 2, associated quantity, price. This happens only after record loads.
Okay.
Every table will have their values only at the same time when you load the record.
Okay.
Okay? So if there is no DIM ID, there is no values in the fact table. When there is no DIM ID, then no SID connected, and you have only master data available in the system. So dimension tables will be empty.
Okay.
But your master table is not empty.
Okay.
It already had the information of A001 and its associated SID as well.
Okay.
Only DIM ID is not generated. Once you load record, DIM ID is generated.
Okay.
If fact table is empty, that means you do not have anything in dimension tables as well.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
The same DIM ID will be utilized for A001 if he is purchasing other product.
Okay.
And the second product will have DIM ID 3 in product group, right? And you will have the fact table. How does the fact table store the information in that case? You will have DIM ID 1, which belongs to A001 customer, and DIM ID 3, which belongs to product P03, in the associated quantity. Right. And your question may be, if DIM ID 3 is also available and the customer has purchased a product which contains DIM ID 3. A001 customer might have purchased the product once again.
Right.
When the customer purchases the product once again, we aggregate the data. That is what the concept of input is, right?
Yep.
So you will not have two records in fact table. You will have a single record. If all the characters are same, then you will have only single record.
Yeah. But the DIM IDs, how the DIM IDs are created, Madan, it means do we have to...
No, system auto generates it.
Okay, that's what my question is. Okay.
Okay. See here, basically when you talk about relational data sources, you have a concept called primary keys and foreign keys, right?
Yep.
However, here, even though system shows you it as a primary key, that means it is only depending on that key to override the data or aggregate the data. That's it. System allows duplicate values, whereas in relational database, if you define a field as a primary key, then duplicate value is not allowed.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Here, system allows you.
Yep.
At least it overrides, when you talk about master data, it overrides the data.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the design of my cube is done, and we should take care that the dimension IDs being generated by the system must and should stop at one point.
Okay.
That means, let's say I have n number of product groups and n number of product IDs.
Yep.
So the maximum combination that I have for product and product group will be NCR.
Yeah.
Okay, 10 products I have and 10 product groups I have.
Yep.
Probably each product, if each product is available in each product group, so hardly I'll get 100 combinations.
Yeah.
So I'll have 100 dimension IDs generated in the system. And it is stopping at that point, no more 101 generation. If at all new product group comes in, then only you have one more record.
Yep.
When you talk about new product groups coming in, then you talk about uploading new master data.
Right.
In that case, that's fine. But still, at this location, at this point, you have to consider at one point your your dimension ID generation should stop.
Okay.
Why this we need to consider, and also let's say I have 1,000 products and 1,000 product groups.
Yep.
Can I say 1,000 C 1,000 is my limited dimension?
No. No. As the product groups are as the characteristics are added, then the dimension might get changed. But whatever it is there in the master data at this point, so the dimensions are limited to the master data.
Yeah, but still, is it a right choice to create thousands and thousands records in the dimension table? You will get around, let's say, 10 lakh records, right? If each product is available in each product group, then you are going to get 10 lakh records in it.
Right.
And if the size of the dimension table is equal to the size of the fact table, which contains transaction records, then your performance also goes down. So you should also consider the point, the size of dimension table must be less than the size of the fact table, and even that too less than 20% of the size of the fact table.
Okay, okay.
Fine?
So if that is the case, then you should not create a dimension table with the two characteristics like product and product group. You have to have the...
You're right. It depends. Again, here you have a limitation here. You can create a maximum of 16 dimensions, out of which 3 are predefined.
Okay.
So 13 custom dimensions you can create. However, these 13 must be more than sufficient. SAP suggests to create as many dimensions as possible so that your dimension table size is lesser.
Okay.
Instead of 10 lakh records, 1,000 product IDs and 1,000 product groups,
Okay.
If I create one more dimension for product group, separate dimension for product group,
Right.
then I'll have 2000 records only. 1000 records in product ID dimension and 1000 records in product group dimension.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So SAP suggests to create as many dimensions as possible, and it's up to the analysis of the BI consultant whether he want to go for these two characteristics in a single dimension or in two different dimensions. Let's say if I have just 10 product groups and 10 product IDs, there's no harm in creating in single dimension.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I think you had the concept clear, how to analyze the dimension table.
Yep.
I'm just activating my info queue. And now to load data, just load data to data source and then to your input queue.
Yeah. Madan, let me ask you this question. So in your experience, did you come across that where more than 16 dimensions are required or not at all?
See, basically, why this limitation is available, why 16 dimensions are limited.
Yeah.
When you talk about the database, how many maximum fields that you can create in a single table?
Yeah, I mean, there are some tables that in SAP, at least in ECC, which are having some 200 plus.
Forget about SAP.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk about Oracle or SQL. How many maximum fields that you can create in a single table?
Okay.
Have you come across this question anytime?
No, not at all.
You can create a maximum of 256 fields in a single table.
Okay.
And each dimension table here can be connected to 16 SID tables.
Okay.
When I say 16 SID tables, 3 are predefined. So out of them, these 3 are by default connected to maximum of 16. And rest of them, let's count 16. 16 into 16 is 256,
Yeah.
which is limitation available here. That
Yeah.
is the reason you have an option of creating maximum of 16 dimensions. And with this, and your question is, did we come across requirement of more than 13 custom tables, right?
Yep.
In real time. See, usually the design should be in such a manner, you utilize maximum 13 available. Or you need to adjust within this.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, if you have that kind of thing, if you define more than, I would say 16, then probably the performance also might go down. But just to know the things out of curiosity, when I'm asking you.
Yeah. See, we in that point probably I might have thought that question in my beginning, but at this point I always try to adjust in the available 13 dimensions.
Okay.
As a beginner of BI, I might be thinking, what if the case if I require more than 13 dimensions?
Yes, sir. That is why I asked you in your experience, not in theoretical terms. So.
Yeah. Yeah, as a BI beginner, I might be thinking of that question. What is the case if I require more than 13 dimensions?
Yeah.
Then as an experienced guy, I say if you require more than 13 dimensions, you don't have any choice. You need to adjust within the 13 dimensions.
Okay.
Right? And we come across many cases where forcefully we add more than some characters to a single dimension.
Okay.
Because we do not have choice of creating another dimension.
Yeah.
But however, during the analysis process, we cut down all the dimensions, and hardly till today we might have used around 9 or 10 dimensions hardly. We haven't gone for 13 dimension yet.
Okay.
So probably from last 4 years, if 13th dimension is not required in our analysis, so if at all any case comes in, I think we can adjust within the 13 dimensions. So hardly 10 dimensions we use.
Okay.
Based on category also we are analyzing, right? Customer into one dimension, product into another dimension, and probably location into another dimension.
Right, right.
So hardly 10 different categories you have in every data.
Yeah.
13 most rare, and more than 13 is again rarer. Right?
Yep, yep.
So are you practicing? I think this is the application component created by you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll try to install it, but see, I mean, as I said, I tried to install this GUI and all that, and my other machine I ran into some problems, so probably I will get in touch with the support team and see how that can be resolved, and then once it is done, then I will get into the system.
Okay. And here, as we are dealing with transaction data, select it as transaction data source. Continue. DS for tran data. Just here the description here. And here extraction from local workstation. Error rows to be ignored 1. Separated with separator and separate with comma. Proposal. Close the file before you click on load example data. Load example data. Fields. Say yes. Preview. Read preview data. Active.
So how is the Bank of America project going on, Madan?
It's, I would say, a big hassle. Very big hassle. They have one BI system already implemented, and now they want to upgrade it. Before they upgrade it, they want to create a new system, and they want all the 10 years data that is available in the previous system to be copied to the new system. And you know, every day more than 1 million records are coming in. Loading those records is one hectic job, and again, loading the previous data, historical data, is again another hectic.
But Madan, when you do such a big either data transfer or load, I mean, how the data is validated? Who will validate the data?
BPC team validates it. For us in here, BPC team validates it. However, we need to create consolidation reports as well.
Okay.
To validate the data, we have 3 systems. So we need to build some consolidation reports to validate the data as well. Because client will not believe us. We say data is loaded, everything is fine. Client will not believe us.
Yes, exactly. That's what my point is.
We need to build some consolidation reports and show it to client. This is the information that is coming from your previous system, and this is the information that is coming from the new system.
Yeah.
Then only we can make client to agree, yes, what we have done is right.
Okay.
So now build the transformations between your data source and input cube. So here select cube as you are dealing with cube. Sorry. Source is data source, right?
Yep.
There it is. And what is the source system?
Source system is your desktop.
No. Name of the source system that we have.
Oh.
Flat file.
Flat file. Okay. Yeah.
Flat file.
Flat
I think
file.
we have discussed about source system in the very first.
Okay.
This source system, not about the system which is providing data, but the
Okay,
connection.
okay.
Point. And here map accordingly. Quantity to quantity. Here I have created an object called revenue. I'm mapping it to price. Let's say I have created an object called price here. I want to calculate net sales. Then in that case, what I'll do, I'll map quantity and price to net sales info object. I'll map quantity and price to net sales info object. And then I'll create a formula in rule details. Right click on this, and here by default it is a default direct assignment, which is nothing but a mapping. And here I'll select it as a formula and define my formula here.
Okay.
Now activate your transformations. And create data transfer process. And in this case, when you are dealing with transaction data, the execution mode, you can go for delta. From data source to your target, you can go for delta.
Okay.
Why not in the previous case? If you observe at the data source level, right click, manage. The first column is still under warning symbol. If I take my mouse pointer onto this column, It says whatever requests which are in warning symbol, request not updated to any target using delta. That means the records which are available in this request, which are 4 records, these 4 records are not uploaded to the target. That means info cube or DSO, whatever you call when you deal with transaction data only. Okay. So what I'll upload using delta under extraction execution mode, I'll take it as delta.
Okay.
Update, nothing to do with update, execute. Activate your DTP. And then execute it. In the previous case, when we were dealing with master data, we are always using full update, right?
Right.
Do you understand what is full and what is delta?
So what is full and what is delta?
Yeah.
Yeah, full is like when you're bringing in the data from the source system, data source, and then the delta is once it is there in the data source, then you can use it as delta, right?
Hey, no. What is the difference actually? What does full load does and what does delta load? If the source system is supporting you delta loads, you can also go for delta loads from the source system.
Okay.
Basically, when I talk about full load, let's say I have 1000 records in the source system.
Yeah.
And I'm going for the full load. Then all these 1000 records will be loaded to my target.
Yep.
On day 2, let's say I have another 10 records in the 10 new records in the source system.
Okay.
Now, on day 2, if I go for full load, then how many records I'll have in the source system?
There is like 1010.
1010? It will have 2010 records. Because on day 2, the full load is pulling 1010 records.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Already 1000 records are available which are pulled on day 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is creating a duplicate of records.
Yeah. I got it.
But on day 2, if you go for delta, delta will only pull new records. That means it is going to pull only 10 records.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this delta, again we have this delta as the request based delta. And the second one is record based delta. We will talk about request and record based delta in next session.
Okay.
However, this is request based delta. Now, once your load process is success, now you observe, right click on the data source, go to manage. Now you see the warning symbol has changed to green.
Yeah.
And when I take my mouse pointer on this, request updated in data targets.
Okay.
So this delta process is depending upon request. The process is saying whether the records belonging to particular request are uploaded or not, but not whether the record is uploaded or not.
Okay.
There is two cases.
Yeah, yeah.
One is records belonging to request are uploaded to the target.
Okay.
And the second one is individual record, whether the individual record has been uploaded to the target.
Okay.
The second case is termed as if system is looking at records, whether the particular record is uploaded to the target or not, then that is termed as record-based delta.
Okay.
In the first case, all the records belonging to one request are uploaded to the target or not. If the system, in this case, then it is termed as request-based delta.
Okay.
Now this is request-based delta because it is depending upon requests rather than records. Clear?
Yeah.
Now you have data into the info cube, available in the info cube. And in tomorrow's session, we will see how this data is distributed in the system.
Okay.
You have the request and select the cube, click on content. Field selection for output. Highlight all key figures, select all characteristics, take it. And in tomorrow's session, we will see how this data is distributed and what is this request ID that is generated in the backend once again.
Okay.
What is the topic? All this we will talk in tomorrow's session.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
Any questions?
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Madan. Hey, Madan.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I will see. I have something to do, so I may or may not have the time for tomorrow's class. But I will let these guys know tomorrow morning.
Also drop a CC to me.
Yeah, sure, definitely. I will drop you CC.
Yeah.
So that he can see it. But I will try to make the time, but see, even if I can, then it will be a little thing. So I will evaluate my schedule and then my other activities, and then I will let you and the other guys.
No problem. No problem. Drop an email. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Madan.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.